Hello. We are back again.
Yes,
This
one more
is
time.
R&R. I'm Renee.
Yeah, and I am Elias. What's up? You know, we over here doing a review on, what's the name of that show?
The show is called Ready to Love. It's
Yeah.
on. It comes on Fridays. I don't know what time. But we're just actually talking about one particular situation that happened on the show recently.
Yeah, and I agree with the dude wholeheartedly. Now, I'm not saying I don't...
Give them the scenario.
Okay, go ahead. All right, there was this situation with a dude. We don't know the names, we don't know the show, nothing. But we're giving y'all the facts.
I do know the show. The show is called Ready to Love.
Yeah, you know.
The people involved in this particular situation are Shiloh and Phill.
Ooh, baby, you watch too much TV.
Here is the situation. I just do my research. Here is the situation. So these two individuals go out on a date off camera.
Yeah.
They end up at a bar or a club or something like that. Somehow or another, they get into a conversation about, I chose you, which is Shiloh. She is the woman in this scenario. I chose you.
Sensitive.
And I swear, y'all, he be trying.
No, baby, go ahead.
I chose you, and she wanted confirmation about where he stood with her.
Yeah. And
if he really has made a decision on whether or not he chose her or there's another girl involved.
It's a dating show, though.
It's a dating show.
Yeah,
So in this situation, the two of them started to argue, Shiloh and Phill. And I guess they ended up walking out of the place. She storms down an alleyway or something like that.
4, 5 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
That's a key indication.
He goes towards her. I'm assuming he's trying to get her to come back, right? I could just kind of see that scenario in my head. Come on, man, we can't be out here, blah, blah, blah. She's like, get away from me, leave me alone. I don't want to talk to you.
In her feelings, like I said.
Just imagining. And she may not have said anything. You know, we don't know what the dialogue was between the two of them because they didn't show that. Yeah. It was off camera. So he physically picks her up and takes her back towards the car.
Yes.
And his idea was that he did that in an effort to protect her.
Protect her. That's what a man do. You know?
And she was very traumatized by him being physical with her and picking her up and turning her around and not letting her go. After repeatedly asking him to not touch her, he continued to just carry her back to wherever he felt like was a safer place for her to be.
And that's what a man do. I mean... Come on now, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And then we talk about, I don't know too much about Washington, D.C., but the stuff that I've heard is, why is the White House over there in the hood?
But we don't know where they were. So D.C. is a pretty decent-sized city.
Okay.
So it's not just over there by the White House. But they made, according to what he made it seem like, Phill, it was as if wherever they were was not in the best place.
Yeah. And he got to be the one to go out there. So
do you think he did the right thing by picking her up?
I do. I mean, he didn't caveman and be like,
but we don't know
put her over the shoulder.
He did not know.
Okay, true that. She didn't specify, but I'm pretty sure he didn't throw her over his shoulder and just start getting over her.
We do not know. But she did say that she did not believe he was trying to physically hurt her. Yeah. She did not believe that he was trying to cause her any harm physically at all.
Yeah.
But she later said she felt like he was trying to emotionally hurt her. How you do that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that part threw me off because we all go through our own experiences and we all have trauma that we're dealing with through life. But you didn't physically harm me, but you harmed me emotionally. I'm still trying to figure that out. And not to say that it's not valid what she thinks, because you can't, just dismiss somebody's own experience.
That's right.
But from the man's perspective of him saying, he apologized, first of all, when they had the conversation, and he was like, he did not mean it. He even asked her, did she feel harmed? And she said no. Yeah. So it kind of like whatever you went through, you knew, you had enough consciousness to know that he wasn't physically trying to harm you. Now, whatever derived from your past or trauma that you've had, that was not what you was angry about. You weren't angry about him doing the whole physical thing because you felt like you weren't in harm because she admitted it.
Well, she was upset about that because she wanted to be let go. She felt like, I don't want you to touch me. You should respect my wishes and let me go. And he didn't.
But past trauma, though, I mean, everybody has baggage. Everybody has stuff that they haven't gotten over. And this is a dating show. They haven't been together 6 months to know these things.
Right. They've only been there a couple weeks.
So it's like, at that point, if I would do the same thing, and I'm not a woman this, I'm not a woman that, none of that crazy stuff that people could say, but I would have done the same thing because it's like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. First of all, you mad. I remember back in the day when I got mad and I got on my motorcycle and I'm just, and I'm getting it going like 80, 90, 100 miles an hour on the interstate. That's what happens when you're angry. You're not thinking. You're not thinking logically. So I could understand why he's thinking the worst case scenario might happen to her, and he's going to be responsible for it. He's not going to be able to sleep. He's going to have to go to counseling.
See, I do agree with that. So being a woman, I get the privilege of really understanding Shiloh as far as much as I can, based on what they show on the show, and being in a situation where you're literally confined by this man and you can't get away, that has to be very frustrating and infuriating. And she is feeling like, you are not letting me go. You know what I mean? And in that moment, it's kind of a messing with your mind, because on one end, you don't think he's trying to hurt you. But on the other hand, it feels like he's trying to hurt you because he won't let you go.
But, you got to keep in mind, though, he's doing what comes natural.
Understood. But they're having two different experiences. She's having an experience as a woman who is not as strong as him, and she cannot get away. That is the point. She cannot get away, even if she wanted to. And it does something to a person's psyche when they feel like, I can't change my situation that I'm in.
Yeah.
As much as I want to, I can't get out of it.
But I don't know if you noticed, but on the thing it say, and this might be out of topic, but did you notice what it said for her? Like, what was her profession? It was like something dealing with coaching, relationship coaching, or relationship something.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, if you're going to go there, you're actually coaching other people.
Well, we all have our own trauma.
We all do have our own trauma, but it's kind of like...
It's just like they say, doctors make the worst patients. Counselors probably the same thing is true. Yeah. And just because you can teach somebody how to do something doesn't mean you're able to see those things in your own life. And sometimes you don't know something is a trigger until it happens to you. You think you heals from it. You feel like, oh, girl, I'm done with that. That doesn't bother me anymore. And then the moment something happens that brings up that old feeling again, you just don't know how you're going to respond. And I think that's what happened with Shiloh. I understand Phill. I think because we don't know what his triggers were either.
Yeah.
We don't know if he has lost somebody.
Yeah.
Or maybe he has a story where he should have done something and he didn't. And then maybe someone ended up getting hurt or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. Baby, you seen Spider-Man?
We just saw Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. What was it? Long Home? Whatever.
It was good. But so I think you're having two people that are having very different experiences, and I appreciate that he acknowledged that he was wrong.
He did.
He did apologize to her. He was not trying to hurt her. And here's the thing: had something happened to her, it would have been on him.
It would have been on him. And hold on, before we move on a little bit, let me get to that point. We've already discussed this in the past, but for everybody else, do you think there's a difference between a reason and an excuse? You can comment on that, because that's my thing. Like, I'm not even going to tell the answer because I don't want no biases. I don't want to sway no. What is the difference between a reason and an excuse? But go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he brought that up.
No, because you were talking about the reason for this and stuff, and I just had a question.
Okay, well, there's nothing wrong with the question, baby. Yeah. I love you. So anyway, being able to look at the situation from the outside. Inside of the situation, we might not feel that way, or you might not feel that way, but we have the privilege of being able to see what happened. So we have a much more logical perspective on this situation. And so maybe Shiloh will look back at this and go, oh, okay, it wasn't that deep. Or, I was wrong for walking down this dark alley, because let's just be honest, she was putting him in danger too.
I was in New York, right? I was in a dark alley. My friends wanted to go out there. I was with a group of like 8 to 10, 11 people. They want to go down the alley. I'm 17 before I come back to Georgia. And I had a machete in my pants, you know what I'm saying? Because I was scared because I got robbed the night before. That's just what she did. And then next thing you know what happened? There was a dude that shot at us on the alley, even though it's 8 or 9 of us. So that's where his mentality is.
Well, we don't know that's where it is, but that's where it
could have happened. You know?
It could be. He could have been thinking, all right, well, I just got robbed, or somebody I know just went down an alley, or somebody I know that. We don't know. And I think it's important that they take some time away from this situation, really look back at it, understand the wrongs that they did to one another.
Yeah, they lost feelings immediately after that.
I would have too, because
2 weeks.
Her triggers do not allow for that kind of behavior.
Yeah.
But also, she has to learn to not just walk away into a dangerous situation. It's okay to walk away, but don't walk away and put yourself in danger. And I know that's actually something that I've done myself.
Yeah. Not with me.
No, not with you.
I would have picked up just like old dude did.
this person just let me walk away. He was like, bye, girl.
Yeah,
But I think once they really take a step back and evaluate this, they both will feel very differently. I don't want his reputation, and I don't think it is, but I wouldn't want his reputation to be stained.
Stained by the women population, probably.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
Like, y'all, I don't even think it was that deep. You know what I mean? He made a bad call, but if the girl had died, if she had gotten raped, if she had gotten shot, or whatever the case may be, even if she had fallen and busted her knee open, it would have been his fault because he let her walk down there. Even though she's a grown woman and she can make her own decisions, there is a different level of responsibility that we sometimes put on men when it comes to the protection aspect.
That's so true. But, it's supposed to be, it's valid. Yes. 2 o'clock in the morning, you hear the glass shatter at the house, man coming down, bop, bop, bop. But that doesn't mean intentionally put them in situations.
That's true. Do not intentionally put your man in dangerous situations. Yeah. Don't do stupid stuff like that. But at the same time, I can see if they had a conversation. Mm-hmm. If they had a conversation and she told him what her triggers were, and she told him maybe this has happened to me in the past, and then this happened, I can see her feeling like, you know my story.
Yeah.
Why would you turn around and do that to me?
Yeah. I don't think that conversation was had. It just happened.
We don't know.
But I do think, though, getting back to that situation, every woman, I tell my sisters this, should have a gun, CCW, carry permit, a taser, bear spray, something, because, dudes is out there and they stronger than you, stronger with a C.
And they have evil intentions.
So, just protect yourself.
We're often not safe because of the male species. But that's another conversation.
Well, women put freaking iodine and stuff in your food and feed it to you.
That doesn't happen as often as assault against women. Huh? But we'll talk about that another time. We just wanted to give our perspective on Shiloh and Phill. We support the both of them. We don't know them. So, we're not saying anything negative about their personalities. We're just giving our perspective and how we feel like. How do you think he could have handled that better? Or do you think he could have?
I don't.
Really?
Yeah, because he went with instinct.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with instinct. Did he do something crazy? She said herself she did not feel in danger. But then when she talked to the counselor dude, she said, yes, I felt the danger. So it's like, which one is it?
But she said he was trying to emotionally hurt her.
Oh, emotionally hurt her.
I don't mean to laugh.
It's not,
it's not funny. When we can see things from the outside looking in, we start to see like, oh, sis, like that, you switched this up a little bit. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So,
and maybe the cameras and they didn't show us everything because this is a TV show. So maybe the conversation went a different way. Yeah. Sometimes they chop it up and all. It looks like she said one thing and she really said that a long time ago. So nothing against Shiloh at all. She has a total right to respond the way that she did because she has her own feelings and she is a grown woman. If she wants to be let go, let her go, But
you got to cut it off short, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you see, like, I would say, what would be a time that your feelings are not vested? Maybe within a month. Within a month.
That's hard to say because people they think they fall in love in like weeks.
That's what happened.
We fell in love in weeks.
Yeah, baby. You know. Hey, and people don't think, there is no expectation in love in my book because it comes out of nowhere. Like people say, oh, that's too fast. I don't believe in that. But with something like that, like if
we should tell our love story. Do we have a love story yet? Have we been together long enough to have a? We can tell you guys how we met. We'll save that.
We'll save that for another one. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm all Casanova and I don't want y'all women. I don't want y'all to be crying on this thing.
No, you lying. He lying. Anyway, we just wanted to let you guys know. Continue to support Ready to Love.
Yeah,
support Shiloh. Support Phill. Please do not go on their pages talking crazy to them. Yeah. Totally and completely.
And don't mention my name. And just.
Why would they mention your name?
No, because some people. I'm a celebrity, baby.
All right. So until next time, this is R&R. I'm Renee.
Elías, last time yo no hablé con mi españoles allá afuera. Tú sabes, mi español no está bueno así, pero ¿cómo está la cosa?
How did you go to? Wait a minute. How did you get Jamaican real quick and then went Boricua?
You said my Jamaican sucks though.
Yeah, but that but.
Oh, well, that is Jamaican. It can be Trinidadian too.
But you need the one though.
But baby, I'm a mixture of everything. I'm Puerto Rican.
Woo! Until we should talk about that too.
We gonna talk about that. Yeah, because I'm gonna give y'all my valid thing.